Actually set it up for the people who's listening, and while we're doing what we're doing, and perhaps you can comment and all that good stuff a little bit later when we post it. But today we're going to talk about a group that I'm a part of, and I'm happy to be a part of, especially in the beginning, and it's called the KEYMAN CLUB. And what we're doing today is actually showcasing Fresh Aire Network Podcast Studio, which I'm a part of the KEYMAN group, and of course want to make something that is tangible for the people who are KEYMAN Club members already, and individuals that's coming in like you guys, to give them a perspective of how this works, more importantly, how this concept could help market people like yourself who've been doing what you're doing, and you guys with your business. So without further ado, we're going to actually get to start, and I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Kevan, Ware. I have a lifestyle consultant for the last 16 years. I have about 80,000 people in my database, and a lot of people know me as the person who does the networking events and so on and so forth. So I built Fresh Aire to make sure that I had a way in which to do socially things with people who I meet as business owners, and then do business things socially with other people, and bridge, basically, excuse me, bridge the gap. So to graduate that process, I thought about what could I do to actually be able to better showcase these individuals without actually having a physical event, which I did a lot of. So I came up with this concept. And what I like about how this relates to the KEYMAN Club is the fact that we all have gifts, talents. We all have businesses that we've done in the past and what we're doing in the future. And how do you actually come together on a social and a business level, face to face, I might add, in the name of collective effort and collective social economic growth. So what this is that I would like to share and kind of tell who you are, but these are two individuals who just came here today, and then this is an individual who's been here for a member for. So he's been a member, and I've been, of course, a member since the beginning. But taking these perspectives and actually finding out what it is that could help our listeners or viewers to understand the concept, okay? So without further ado, Nick, if you can kind of start off.
Nicholson, and I am the proud owner of We Jam DJ Academy. So I've been DJing a long time.
Okay.
30 years. I started high school.
You're trying to get the right. That sounded like Jesus.
I've been DJing for over 30 years. Started basically DJing, I was in the middle of high school, so middle was the spot for party back then.
It sure was, the Mendel parties.
So I've been doing it so long. I've been doing weddings, I've been doing parties, clubs, been doing everything. I got my kids DJing, son 9, daughter 14, I'm going 18. And I started thinking like I could really expand this. What I started thinking about was the concept came into play about 7 years ago, but I never moved on.
And the concept is?
Yeah, the concept is a DJ.
Okay. Because you said We Jam, excuse me, which is basically a academy that teaches people.
Yeah. So we right now we have a class twice a week, 6:30 to 8:30. And it's a 3-week class. It's a very conference class. We got beginners in there, we got people that have been DJing for years, but now they're learning a lot of fundamentals that you try to pick up on your own, but with the software and technology, it's a little bit different. We still teach fundamentals, trying to do a little bit, but there's an art and science behind that. We just go into this whole process. A lot of hands-on, people that have gone through have come out saying that this is really changing. The business side of it, there is a business side you can't change. I just going out. I tell people all the time, if I go out and buy an airplane, it doesn't make me a pilot. So just going out and buying DJ equipment. So we put a framework around it, so we don't try to brand this. We are branding it, taking the CCS, Chicago-ATL schools, that's the school program, taking city colleges, so we are taking the Aire class. And then this is just, we're not profit, they are not fuel a lot of other programs. And I really want to target some of that SSU kind of on the path of, all right, you know, I'm going to be the bucket on show you this here.
No, which I believe is first of all, it's admirable that you're doing that. Second thing is the fact that, you know, when kids nowadays, they love music, they're into music, but they may or may not know all the facets of music. Whether it's, you know, making beats is one thing, but getting your getting paid off of it is another. You know, whether it's the logistics of doing the paperwork so you can get paid off of your intellectual property and all that good stuff. So let me ask you a question, and we're gonna get to you guys too, but I do want to talk about why did you decide to join KEYMAN Club? That's one thing, and what are 2 or 3 takeaways that you can tell a person that is thinking about doing this?
So I've known Cecil for a couple of years now. When she's in it, the whole concept of KEYMAN Club, it was a no-brainer because one, I needed space for my academy. That was the thing stressing me out more than anything. Okay, I got this whole concept frame, where I want to do it. And I met her in Cecil and started space. I was like, this is like, I didn't know how to ask her, but she was like, well, you can do it here. That's where she's going to open it up. KEYMAN. She's like, it's like secret society or something like that. Players again. But no, she explained the concept of shared business space, collaboration of the like-minded, people that are entrepreneurs that are trying to make a difference, passionate about what they do. One common space where you share, network. I mean, all those good things. And that's why I brought the academy. And the space is amazing. You see this place, it has drawn by itself. So that helps a lot of recruit of the academy. When they see the space, they're like, oh, this is a cool space. You know, you got a good program. And then, you know, it's free flowing, it's organic. Everybody's just cool. It's just like, this is a great concept. And the takeaway, I mean, again, it works. How about that?
Okay.
It works.
Okay.
You know, it's membership based. It's exclusive, and you're part of something. And I feel like I'm at the grassroots of this because I've kind of seen the physical transformation of the space.
For sure, right.
But you're meeting people. I'm meeting people like yourself that now we can grow off each other. We can use each other as springboards and kind of help each other's businesses. So.
Yeah, both, and I want to make sure that I just took a pin in that, not only business-wise, but social-wise, because I felt like, and why Dale and the people who, you know, when we started this, it was based off of that. It was, here are individuals who are professionals in their own right, good at what they do, but where can they go on a consistent basis to be around like-minded individual? And it may or may not always be business. It may be sociable. It's like, man, I just want to be around cool people. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Margaret? Right.
You want to come and do the other first?
Right.
Okay, I am Margaret James. Picture Perfect Hair Studio is a hair salon on Madison and Leamington on the west side. It's also under the umbrella of Kingdom Business Building, which is me and Michael's business together. what else?
What did you think about the space? And I know I didn't even tell Michael what was going on. I just kind of like told him to come.
And that's what he did. He was like, yeah, come. He's like, my friend, I met this guy. He said, come look at this space. And it's absolutely amazing. I'm like little for words, but this place is amazing. Like everything about it is open. It's like we were speaking earlier. It has to me. He was saying like a Love Jones. What was the other one? Love and Bet. Like it has that type of feel for us to us. So it's really nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna come back to you. All right, Michael, you want to share who you are and
yes, sir. Well, I am Pastor Michael Ballard. Actually, I always tell people I'm a filmmaker that's a pastor, not a pastor that's a filmmaker, which is a difference. I got into the arts before I got my calling to be a spiritual leader. And I'm in all facets of the arts. I'm a photographer. I'm a filmmaker. I actually started my journey as a DJ. When I was 16 years old, I got me some. Oh yeah, she learned today. See, this is exclusive for the people. At 16, I got my Geminis, and then I moved to my Techniques, and with the penny on it, that's and I started off as a DJ with the crates, and I didn't know it was going to transfer into this career of the arts. And even in our ministry, which is My Life Today Ministries, and other Kingdom Business Builders, we want to use arts and entertainment to change the world. Because in my belief, what better way to serve a creator than to teach people how to be creators themselves, and using the arts, entertainment to shape the world and shape lives, and that's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that has just dawned on me for the listeners. One of the reasons why I did Fresh Air Podcast Studio and why I did the networking events, because I want to teach individuals and more or less show people. I met you not even a week ago, right? I met this brother because I was in an organization. Shout out to M Piano. They doing the tax credit for filmmakers, right? So I've been a part of that. The whole point. And why I did this in a teachable moment is I meet people just like yourself, just like all of us, every single day. Sometimes personally, sometimes business. But what I found out is that when I decided to meet people and we strike a chord, two things would come to mind. We always say, man, we should do business, or I like, but we never had a place. It wasn't consistent. And then whatever that was that led you to have that common bond or strand, how can you come together and market and broadcast it and have some tangible, creative things to show other people? So I say all that. The KEYMAN is a piece that I felt that was added to me, because once I meet people like you, and you came to my studio, we chopped it up, you shared things with me and vice versa, then the next thing is like, what's next? How can we move this concept forward, right? So the KEYMAN is that collective effort after you meet people, after you find out, you do the vetting, you do the, if you're going to mess with them or not. And then, only then, do you may expose them to this. So I would like to actually ask you guys, like, what are some of the challenges that you have, whether it's an older business, new business, you've been in the business for a while, you're expanding. What are some of the challenges that we're having? And either one of you guys can open up.
Actually, what you just said, location and being consistent. Like the person that you meet, are they reliable? Are they going to be consistent? Like, are they just talking, saying, whatever, and then, basically you don't have a location to do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. So them two, for me, is what I've noticed.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so the challenge for what I'm doing now as the academy part is, because I started this thing kind of with my own hands and a lot of the heavy lifting, my own funding. I set it up as a non-profit, so now it's not really a challenge, because it's still early. Mm-hmm. I'm really seeking funding, so that's what I need to do. And I've got a GoFundMe account, I got all that, but what I'm looking for is trying to get just what we need to kind of make this thing grow. We got a scalable model that I can probably take to other cities.
Mhm.
if I want. But right now, it's just kind of like, all right, now we gotta build some capital. The awareness is there. The interest is definitely there. Everybody, like, when they hear it, oh man, that's dope. You got a DJ cat. I've never heard of that. But now it's like, all right, send me $25.
Right. Well, I wanted to actually, when you say things or when we say something, I want to actually give an example of how the KEYMAN could perhaps help an individual, especially when you're saying, so funding. We know that 9 times out of 10, whether it's you have funding, you always going to need some more. So what are the challenges with getting funding is creating and establishing relationships. Relationships where you can show them several times, they get it, share it with somebody else, and then now there's buzz going on. And then when the buzz going on, you want to actually be able to have been in their presence in some shape, form, or fashion, whether it's online or physical, which is the actually most important thing, the physicalness. And then once you physical, what if you had a network of other business owners that's like, man, Nick, I'm going to support you because you support me. How is that support going to transpire? Well, I'm here because of Sybil, because of KEYMAN, for Nick. She told me this was happening, like, all right, let's do this. So it's that collective effort / possibilities that economically these resources can actually be attracted. So I want to make sure that, let people know that KEYMAN Club is not just, this social, let's get together. It's here, and it was put together organically for those very reasons. So, Margaret, you want to chime in on some stuff? Absolutely, right? I heard you. Yeah.
What am I chiming in on?
No, what are some of your challenges? And you did mention.
Yeah, I mentioned the location, the consistency of people, just being around people like, okay, we want to do this, but then when it's time to do it, they fall off or something like that. But for us, funding, but locations, like we're on the west side, so we're trying to find places where people still want to come. We know that this is the city of Chicago, and we have our issues with crime and things like that, but we want to still have a safe place that people can come to.
Right, and if you don't have a place, KEYMAN Club is a avenue to get certain things done because, yeah, and I'll mention something else to you guys a little bit later. Mike, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. We always say fund. Everybody know money. No, don't care how much money you have. There's never going to be enough money and location. But I think another challenge is having a stable support group of professional individuals. We meet a lot of people that say they want to do this, whatever it is. But even in how me and Margaret became partners, and we're celebrating 5 years.
Good job.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It was another gentleman that I was working with who brought, and I thought this was gonna be me and him till the world blow up, and he brought her in. And when I met her the first thing I said was to him, she ain't gonna last. I said, she came in, my partner is stone poker face. Right, you can't read her. She always looked like you like, but I don't know she analyzed. She was like, she came in and she looked around at everybody. Half y'all ain't gonna be here in a month. Guess what she said, right? First time meeting, I'm like, dude, she ain't gonna be here. I just thought she was this angry black woman that came in to judge everything. And she lasted longer than the partner. The partner left, and we've been here 5 years. To find people that stay with you through the good and the bad, and having a network of people that you can come to and just to say, man, I just need to talk and get this off, and just have the creative space where you are inspired when you come in this location, man. We walked in here and we got inspired. Just the energy, man. The energy, the art, the creativity. This place is gorgeous. We was at the Godfrey yesterday, and it was in a rooftop downtown It's fancy schmancy place. You know, had a dog biscuit outside. You can feed the dog. It was sexy.
It was sexy.
But when we came here, the swag in here, man, is ridiculous. You can't pay for this. Every place, every room, every inch of this place is swag. It's energy. It's us. It's diverse in culture. You know, it's melanated to a T. And it makes you proud to understand that you can look like this, be this person, and be millionaires and billionaires and come and have a place. This place is a godsend.
Yeah, I am super grateful for being, at the beginning of it. And as Nick can tell you, 5-6 months ago, it didn't look nothing like this.
Walls, bricks.
Right. And that's what we would say. But you know what? I think I would bring people, Brian, everybody would bring people, and it was because of just what transpired when you come in here. We met. We had this energy about ourselves. You asked me, like, where am I coming to, man? What's going on? And I was like, I'll tell you when you get here, right? What? Well, so I think one of the things that I know I couldn't do it justice. That's one thing. Second thing is that, let's face it, we're in a world where we must have proof now.
Wow.
Proof is what's going on right now. And that's what this podcast is all about, is we all just kind of just met each other to a certain extent, but we have some common strands, and this common strand brought us together, basically. So I think that is something that should become a lifestyle for people. And what that means is that this is, just like you get up, I'm a basketball player, I play at least 2-3 times a week. That's my lifestyle. So why can't we have a lifestyle where we have a space and a place where we can consistently go to, meet like-minded individuals? Sometimes ain't no business we're not coming for business. We coming, you bring a bottle, I bring a bottle, we just come. Right? And we need that. I know I needed it, being 16 years as an entrepreneur. So I think the KEYMAN is such a catalyst for that opportunity to happen, but I also know it's organic. And the organicness is what is most important, because once we do this, we can duplicate it. And now we can perhaps have this in different cities and to bridge the gap.
May I ask
What?
where?
Margaret?
Hush. May I ask, where did you get the name KEYMAN?
Whoa. We went back and forth about what the name could be, right?
Because I have a vision of what it means, but I don't.
Well, I'll tell you my thoughts about it when I was talking to the individual when we first started talking about it. There are some key individuals in all aspects of professions and lives, right? Now, I know that in my humbleness stage, I let other people say how cool I am and tell other people that I'm the key or the person or the individual, but I also know that you can't fake that. The key person is the individual who has done their due diligence as the actual experience. And when other people actually say that, and then I also thought about key man versus key woman, being liberal about, and we did consider that, but the KEYMAN to me is such a word that when you hear it, it invokes thoughts. And the thought is that this individual has the keys to something. And anytime you have the keys to something, then it's the door to open, hopefully, something. So I believe that the individuals that are part of the KEYMAN Club are those individuals that are keys within certain professions, lifestyles, that, excuse me, that we need to come together. And I also think about the Matrix and the KEYMAN in there, and they can open the door and stuff. So we had all those different dynamics going on. But I'm glad about the name. I think it's fitting. And I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the name and all that good stuff?
It seems exclusive.
Yes.
just has that exclusiveness about it. KEYMAN CLUB. I mean, and you gotta say club now because it's a networking club.
So you have to be invited.
And like, so very strict about don't put it out there, don't put where we are. You know, it's exclusive, and I get that. And even though we're right here in the South of Chicago.
I know how to say that.
You would drive past and I didn't know.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of like, you know, it's like that kid.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that. And believe it or not, that was some of our thoughts, is having something where when you look from downstairs up, you would never know it's here. And when you come here, it's like this Pandora's box that has opened.
Yes.
So yeah, and I appreciate that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I feel like you need a password to get in.
Yeah.
Get outside. I like,
Speak easy.
I need the password.
So anything you want to leave or you want to share with individuals about who may want to be a member, who's currently a member, and let me hear some dialogue about the concept of podcasting, because that's what I'm actually here to do, is to take the guessing game on what podcast is, how does it work, and I didn't want to actually sit up and be like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and all these bells and whistles. It's more of showing. So I want to get your guys' perspective on what you thought or what you think podcast is, and perhaps if you think it can help your business.
Oh, absolutely. No, I've done it before. I never had time to set all this up to do it. I do want to do it. I would love to probably get with you, and I would love to do just a DJ podcast where we just talk about music, we talk about events, we talk about party promotion, we talk about, you know, where we are right now as social people that go out, what do we like to do, where are we going. So I've always had that kind of like piece, but I don't have another slice of time in my schedule to put that, but now that, you know, with you, yeah, absolutely, we jam DJ Academy podcast.
Well, let me chime in on that real quick. Well, one of the good things about podcasting and video podcasting, let me put that distinction in there, because most people think podcasting is audio, which it has been for years. I put the twist on it, and we made up some words we're going to actually market to actually create what this actually is. But one of the things that I know is that we're always busy. I'm busy just like anybody else. But it's like, well, I still got to market my business. I still got to go out and share people. I still got to share the resources and everything that I got with these people. So if I do 2 times a month, which is every other week, for 1 hour, to actually showcase whatever the hell I done 13 days prior to this day, I'm going to showcase it on this day. So now I'm here, we get words, video, music to tell the story. You share resources and people that you come in contact within those 13 days, and then you have it where we collect proof. The proof is this is video. Nobody can say we didn't do this. That's one thing. Second thing is that we're going to promote and market each other, but the most important thing is that people are going to see your character. Before I met Nick a couple of times, we like, hey, what's up, man? You know, because we members. You know what I'm saying? But now that I've talked to him, you know, we kind of shared ideas. I got your story behind what you're doing. So now somebody say, man, I need a DJ. And I say, you know my boy Nick. And they're like, well, who is that? I don't care if you don't even know, ain't heard of them. I'm going to say, go to First Share Network Podcasting Studio, right, on any social media now, right, to actually check them out. I interviewed, we had a podcast and we talked about it. Why is that important? Because it saves time and energy. You got to put marketing dollars into the marketing. You got to put branding money into the branding piece. You want to actually have people understand who you are. You want to actually get some proof. So now that you got this proof, we can chop it up, and I can have my boy Mike do some kind of promotions, and so even when inside the podcast, you got to promote yourself. So why not have advertisements of the techniques that they didn't know that you had, or the Seratos that you may have had? Well, you don't think that they're going to look at that and be like, man, that's a market that I can't get at. So it has an opportunity for advertising and marketing and all that stuff to transpire, and you're saving time and energy. And then on these 2 days out the month, I don't care what you got going on, you're going to actually have this hour to showcase yourself. And I found that to be the most important thing that I did for myself, for my business, where now, let's face it, you as entrepreneurs, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, when you wake up, you're like, man, I just tricked off. I tricked off so bad that now Monday comes and I'm looking for something to jumpstart me. So that jumpstart of Monday, next thing you think, it's Wednesday, and you ain't got shit done. So, right, so understanding that, I built Fresh Air Network Podcast Studio for people like us, that I know that this is going to be an outcome sometimes. Some because I got this little cold because I was in Minnesota a week ago, but it happens. And I was down for a couple of days, but then when I got up, I was like, well, what can I do to get these ideas of the people, places, and things that I transpire and put it out there? So I believe that podcasting, more or less Fresh Air Network Podcast, can do that for individuals.
And you said you got saying it's a little organic. So just so they know, this was not planned.
Right, true.
I literally got out of my class to come in here and do this. I had no idea what I was doing. He's like, put this mic on. Sit down. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But this is easy. And I think, and I really appreciate what you're doing, because you're allowing us to tell our story to our audience. And I had in a million, you couldn't tell me that we're doing this today. But I'm okay with it, because it allows you to share my story. I'm telling you, the king. I mean, this is the key. The key.
And I don't like interviews.
Yeah.
So.
and let's be fair. Well, and that's a teachable moment.
So I'm out of my comfort zone, but that's good, because sometimes you need to be out of your comfort zone to grow.
For those individuals, and believe you me, at some point in time, I don't care how long you've been doing this, you still may get nervous. But what I found out is that when you're talking about yourself,
It's easy.
amongst other individuals, for a specific reason, and a specific reason is we're going to share what we're doing for the greater good of ourselves and everybody else. And then we get to talking, you forget about the camera. It ain't even about that. It's about this.
Right.
Second thing is that how often have you seen 3 individuals who didn't quite know each other come into a room and talk and not be any negative energy? Now, guys that's looking, you can tell if it's negative energy. We all can. But what happens is that most times we don't have a media outlet that gives us the opportunity to see people of melanin color coming together that may or may not know each other, just talking. So those are the things on why podcasting and video podcasting, Fresh Air Network Podcast Studio is near and dear to me. But it was something that I had to do. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, because I just spent thousands of thousands, and you've been in my studio, being ignorant to this because there's no example. So I'm grateful. And is there anything else that you guys want to share about what you guys going on? You got your
So our website is wejamacademy.com. We have a class coming up in September. This class ends tonight. They have a DJ recital that's going to be on the 29th of this month. We actually really have to play. They come in here. It's just real informal. Invite my family, friends, BYOB. We have snacks. They have to play for about 10 to 15 minutes before. And then, yeah, we have another class. Excuse me. And we're reaching out to Chicago school, after school programs, and city colleges, etc.
So let me.
How long are your classes?
These classes 3 weeks, and it takes twice a week for 2 hours.
Okay.
It's so much. They're having so much fun in there.
I bet.
The fact that I laugh, they're okay. They're okay because they're practicing. Yeah.
Let me give a teachable moment here, and what I'm doing is helping me hearing that, me hearing your business, me hearing this recital piece, and then making sure that the KEYMAN Club knows what this concept of podcasting, Fresh Air Network, how can we help this particular situation right here. So when a recital happens, don't you think that if you live stream it, hold up, if you live stream it and you told these individuals who spent their time for these 2 days, for these 3 weeks, ahead of time, that this is going to be actually a live stream, and you're going to live stream it on your Facebook page, and you're going to live stream it on your YouTube page, and you're going to let them know ahead of time, so when it goes live, they can put it live on their social media simultaneously. And if you had the understanding beforehand that this is going to transpire, they have an opportunity to react to it. The other part is that live streaming, that means that we can live stream anything, anywhere. So I have a studio, but we're not in the studio, obviously, right? So Fresh Air Network podcast a podcast can be anywhere. It can be anything. So with this particular instance, having that as a concept, and then turn around and recording it, because we record everything as we're live streaming it, right? And afterwards, those people and yourself have proof of what this happened, who was there, and then you put a little spin on it and be like, look, people that's looking at this, type in the comment section who you think is the best. Right? So now you got real world, organic comment information that is created by you, and it's your intellectual property. That's the most important. It is yours. In this case, it's yours. So I think that teachable moment is sharing what you just told me and how this particular concept can actually help that situation. So listeners, KEYMAN Club, potential KEYMAN Club members, take this concept and put your system or your product in there, and then go from there. Margaret, anything?
What we're doing,
Mike?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I have the salon, Picture Perfect Hair Studio on the west side of Chicago. We also write, direct films. We do a lot of events. We have an event coming up either September 23rd or October 29th. We're trying to see how we want to sway the dates, but that is a networking event, and it's also will be our 5-year anniversary for being in business with Michael Ballard for 5 years. So we do a lot dealing with fashion. We do fashion shows.
How can they find you?
They can find me on Picture Perfect Hair Studios or on Facebook. But Facebook is Picture Perfect Hair Studios. Also, Coco James on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's Miss Coco James, MZCOCOJAMES.
It's going to be down there in a minute, so. All right. So that's good. Thank you. Mike?
And also Kingdom Business Builders is our Facebook page as well. And that whole business is basically reinvesting in those people and building our own community that we reinvest in. That's the purpose of Kingdom Business Builder. It's not just to be churchy, but it's really to take people who have businesses that can change lives. That's about changing communities and helping communities grow. We do a lot of outreach events, like you said, 23rd, we're going to be doing a networking event. We're doing our domestic violence event in October. So everything we do is always about giving back, so you can find us either KEYMAN Business or just my personal Facebook page, which is Michael Ballard. It's probably down there too. But it really is, and we got to do better too at getting more. And that's why I love podcasts. One of the things he talked about, it gives you a tangible product to show proof that this is what you do. And that's very important. That's what websites are for. That's what Facebook is for. It's to give proof of what you're doing. But now you have it in a digital mobile entity where it is live and you can record it. So I think this product is an awesome product to have for any business owner that needs branding, marketing, and just more ways to interact with your product in the environment. So this is an awesome product to have.
Wait till y'all see it. I'd be remiss not to talk about that. And it is. This is about sharing, what I'm doing, what I found out. And one of the things that I see that when because it's teachable moments throughout all of this. One thing is that you really never see yourself on video.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes I look back on some of the videos and I find out what I was doing, mannerisms, how many times I said right. Two, just being aware to be aware. All right. Second thing I would like to say, I would be remiss not to let people know that I'm teaching other people to do this. So I have my mentee, mentor, in some cases, Frank, which I appreciate. He didn't even know where he was coming. Just told him to come out. Come pick me up too,
Right.
And he didn't know, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to get the aha moment. I wanted him to, when he came in, and we was in here together, he started asking me like, now what is this exactly? And how old are you, Frank? 23 years old, right? And we've been mentoring and been in each other's life 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. I know it's at least because I remember when you turned 21, and I was with you a year or two before that. The point is that I want to teach the younger folks what these things that older folks may be doing. Give them example and not shun them about being around us. Let them see the example of, hey man, we doing this. And although you're young, you need to learn what we got going on. And he's into music and so on and so forth, but doesn't matter what you're involved in. I feel like podcasting and video podcasting can showcase so many things all at the same time. So thank you, Frank, for being here, man. Appreciate you. And one of the things about KEYMAN, and I'll be remiss to talk about this too, is that we have a diversity part to this. We also have the Millennium KEYMAN. So it's individuals that are younger that we have a spot for them. So they do their own events sometimes here, but guess what? I come because I don't necessarily have a space in a place that I can go and talk to younger folks. Why is that important? Because they got way more energy than my 40-something year behind, and it's okay. So we get to bring them up, they get to give us new ideas, we get to experience it, interview and all that good stuff. Thanks, Sip. No, I'm joking. No, but the point is that all those phenomena are going on, and I'm very appreciative for it. And I also would like to thank you guys for being a part of this and being good sports and add value to this. And thank you. Fresh Air Network Podcast Studio. Tell your names.
Again, Michael Ballard.
Margaret James.
And this is the KEYMAN Club. Hopefully you guys will think about becoming a member.
Yes,
thank you for being a member. And please comment. This will be posted on the KEYMAN Club social media, and thank you. So you can stop it, man, whenever you get a chance.